The girl found a particularly eerie car in the parking lot. Although it was already rusty, after much consideration, she decided to buy it and see if it could be successfully repaired. After being transported by a flatbed truck, the car has now arrived at the repair shop. At this point, Xiaolin first cleaned the exterior, and you can see that the car looks like a carriage, but the imposing front end is eye-catching. If it were driven on the road, it would definitely attract a lot of attention. At this time, Xiaomei first washed the exterior of the car clean, and the next step is to develop a suitable modification plan. Actually, Xiaolin is still unclear about the structure inside the cabin. The hood part is still a hydraulic device, and you can see that the engine compartment has long been leaking oil, but this is relatively normal for such large machinery. After cleaning down the engine repair is now underway. Because this place is a large repair shop, any parts can be refurbished and repaired. After electrolysis, the engine has now had its surface impurities cleaned off. For some parts with strong adhesion, they can only be scrubbed with a brush, and many parts still need to be handled manually. Most of the internal parts have been dealt with, but there are still some oil stains on the surface. By cleaning manually, it can be made more perfect. Actually, the biggest problem with this car is rust, which is because it was left outdoors for a long time, leading to a lot of rust on the parts. Since this car is quite large, its components are twice the size of normal ones. You can see that the refurbished engine has become clean and tidy. You can see these components are quite complex, completely different from other engines. If they can't be repaired, there might not even be a place to buy the parts. The main work initially is focused on refurbishing the engine, as only by transforming the core components will the subsequent refurbishment be easier. You can see that many custom parts have been successfully delivered, and now preparations can begin. The refurbished parts are already being placed on the shelves one after another, and then some components can be assembled. To ensure the quality of the car, Xiaomei is always present, and since there are professional staff on site, the installation speed is quite fast. Currently, the core components of the car are being assembled, and since the engine was repaired by themselves, the installation process will be relatively familiar. However, some of the ordered parts can now be gradually installed onto the engine. This large turbo clearly shows the power of this machine. With everyone's efforts, the engine has now been successfully repaired, and it's time to find a way to hoist it onto the vehicle. Since the car's interior has not been replaced yet, Xiaomei has now arrived at the cockpit to start dismantling some unnecessary components. At this point, the entire upper part of the cabin can be hoisted up, and the next step is to refurbish and modify the chassis. Because the previous frame was severely corroded, it now needs to be welded with a new one for replacement. The welded area still needs to be ground smooth to ensure the car is welded securely. Xiaomei is tracking the entire process, fearing that something might not be modified properly. The originally rusted teeth are now polished to a shiny state, but the rust on the entire car body is still quite evident. More effort is needed to refurbish it, and once all the rust on the car's surface is polished clean, it will become a brand new car. After polishing, it no longer has the previous worn-out feel, and now looks more like a new car ready to go. At this point, applying putty to the car's surface repairs the previously corroded areas. After treatment, the car now looks much more imposing, and if the exterior is painted, it will look even more beautiful. With the car's exterior now restored, modifications can be made to its appearance. The restored chassis looks quite good. Finally, a set of brand new tyres is fitted, and then the entire upper part of the car is hoisted up, resulting in a very imposing truck that will definitely turn heads on the road.